What's your bona name?
Frank.
You.
Kelly.
You. What's una say una want to make una come this gate?
Uncle also.
Uncle also. Which kind also?
Yahoo also.
Huh?
Yahoo also.
Yahoo. Una want do Yahoo?
Not be the Yahoo Plus said. I want to compress.
No?
Press.
You?
Press.
Huh?
Just one press.
How old you dey?
This year now complete 16.
You?
This year I complete 14.
You?
15. 15.
Okay. Wetin make una dey look for where una wan also do Yahoo?
Because as the uncle pursue us, uncle start to defend where we stay.
Who pursue una?
And the person where we dey stay with now.
Na him pursue una? For which community?
It's a Bale community.
Na una dey stay?
Yes.
So una dey find where una wan do Yahoo?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Where una mama and una papa?
They know the side.
Where they dey?
They for data.
Una papa and una mama know say una dey Edo State?
Yes. Yes.
Wetin happen now?
As in, we don't tell you just now, say, na farm we dey go every day, we not get us of money for the house. Any small thing we do, they start to dey cost us. So now they call pursue us, now call start to defend.
All right, thanks for staying with us. Cybercrime in Nigeria is largely perpetrated by young people and students in both tertiary and secondary institutions, and are socially tagged Yahoo or Yahoo boys. Yahoo boys rely on their computer dexterity to victimize unsuspecting persons in cyberspace. A new phenomenon in cybercrime is mixing spiritual elements with internet surfing to boost cybercrime success rate. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission has in recent months paraded over 60 young men and women suspected to have been engaged in crimes or in scams by using the internet. This raises a huge concern as this greedy and quick wealth epidemic has taken lives and destroyed dreams, and we are wondering what is the root cause of this menace that has eaten deep into our society, and how can we fix it? Now please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. You can tweet to us at PlusTvAfrica with the hashtag WasteShow. So this conversation is actually very heartbreaking for me because under my nose I have seen young people that I know that are very close to home left Kaduna State and decided that they wanted to go to Edo State, and currently now they are buying SUVs for their parents. Wow. The parents even relocated from Kaduna. I went to meet them. They are buying SUVs. You know, they are lavishing money.
People you know directly.
Yes, directly.
Wow.
And I kept on wondering that where did we miss this? Because is everything just all about the money? Because if you look at the attraction for cybercrime or the Yahoo or whatever it is that you call it, it seems like it's just all about money at all costs, no matter what it is. I just want to make money. So where exactly are we missing this, and what's causing this high
increase?
Yes, because it's so crazy and it's so scary that even children now, you can't really look at them from the eye of children. It's interesting. Noma is here. I remember, Noma, when we went in 2017, we went to a school in what's the place now? Mushin, was it Mushin local government?
I believe so.
Where we did a school tour, outreach program. And I remember one of the boys, he was in SS2 then. He called me aside and he said, "Ma, the challenge I am having is, as I'm going to be finishing school now, that they're already lining up, waiting for them with computers and everything, because they've promised to give them a computer and make their life better so that they'll be able to buy cars and everything. So he
Who's
was
recruiting them.
he was just telling us that, you know, this was they were harvesting them from the schools in Mushin. And he was not telling me that when our mothers and our fathers would tell us that we should go to school and make money so that we can buy them cars and get rich and everything, that the Yahoo boys are coming with the option that you don't need to go to school to make money. Now, is money that is the essence of your schooling. You don't have to go to school. Don't worry. Once you just finish from secondary school, come to us and immediately we'll recruit you and we'll give you all the equipment that is required, and you start to make money. So the boy was genuinely worried that he was in SS2. All his classmates have already signed up, and the people he said that were above him they were already there. They already been recruited. This was like how many years ago? 2017.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And now we are coming back to 2022. You go on social media, it's so crazy everywhere. You know, to the extent that I saw a video today of a girl saying that she knows that they use them for money ritual now. It doesn't matter. She will still continue to date them. She will still date Yahoo because it's about. So I'm not wondering, is everything just about the money, or what exactly is the real reason people would actually go to the extent of going into all these crimes?
It's very disturbing. You're back. You were gone for a few seconds.
Yeah.
I believe is crime is not something that is new in our society. Yahoo is not something that is new. It's just more rampant and more amplified because of social media. A lot of the young people have always been under pressure. Peer pressure was generated from secondary school. But like I always say, peer pressure has left the space of children in secondary school and is now domiciled amongst adults. And because these children are really children, it's very high tendency, they are more impressionable and they are more susceptible to making the wrong choices and wrong decisions. And they fall easy prey to the people that take advantage of their innocence and their vulnerability. That's why you would see that they are the ones that are getting more recruited. Because even those that are recruiting them are taking advantage of them. The things they ask them to do, they dare not have that conversation with an adult of the same age or mind, you know. So they look at the most vulnerable in the society and exploit their innocence and promise them everything possible just so that they can perpetrate the crime on their behalf, and they get to sit in the back office and control the entire spread. So it's really not a new thing. It's just becoming more rampant because a lot of time, I'm afraid our parents are failing, and they're failing because of pressure, because of I mentioned the last time, our population is a major struggle for us in this country. The same challenges we are facing, every developing and oversized country is facing the same thing. We're just having this conversation because it's amplified because of social media. And I think that we need to begin to look at how do we minimize this rampage that is going on, because whether we like it or not, we can say we're lucky because our kids are still be covered. The children that fall victim are children from parents that are struggling, and some of them have to see themselves through school. That's how come they're falling victim to all of these challenges, because they're hungry, pretty much. I do not really look at those kids as the perpetrator of crime. I see children because they are supposed to be under a lot of tutelage and they're already subjected to a lot of destructive behavior while they are still going through formative stage. So it really is about who do we hold responsible for this issue? Who do we charge for this crime?
So it's interesting why when you're saying this, because I hear people say that who do we hold responsible? I mean, we are all guilty, right? Somebody walks in here with the bathroom slippers, you know, looking all haggard. We don't accord that person respect. The person comes all decked up, maybe with diamonds and whatever.
That's when we start looking in that direction.
We now stand still and all of that because everybody is looking at it, you know. And I get you that social media has amplified. But let me hear Norma's thought, then I'll come to Elsie.
I mean, it breaks my heart whenever it involves children, because these are very vulnerable people. These are people who would probably depend, or they are known as dependents, people who look up to people to show them the way or direct them in the right way to go. And then we see situations where, because of their vulnerability, like Milola said, they are preyed upon to perpetrate these things. And in these times now, we have young people. I mean, we're still dealing with the story of the young boys in Abeokuta 3 of them who beheaded, one who beheaded his girlfriend, and for ritual, and
he said he watched on Facebook.
And he said he watched on Facebook. He got the idea. He typed in on Facebook how to, perform rituals for money rituals, and these opportunities were given to him, and he decided to practice it. And then we have these young boys in Benin, and these are just isolated cases compared to the numerous cases that are ongoing on a daily basis. And it's like Yahoo is now the new what will I call it now, Boko Haram situation we're having in the country.
It is.
And it's still it's painful, because these are supposedly the future of our nation, and this is the direction. And I quite agree that we have failed on all levels. The government has failed, parenting has failed, the guardians or the people who are supposed to look out for them. Because I was listening to this when I heard about this news today. I was listening to it on the radio, and the anchor who was talking has a show about children debating, right? Debating to win 1 million naira for their education. And then she says that these young boys who are into Yahoo could have been one of the eligible contestants to be able to have a debate where they can win money to educate themselves. And then these are the options that are available to them as citizens of Nigeria. And that tells us that there is a major problem when our leaders do not pay attention to the so-called citizens that they are supposed to be protecting, or they swore to protect. Then there's a problem. There's an incongruence somewhere. There's a gap somewhere that needs to be filled. It pains me because even the options are not available. When you talk about education, what is the quality of the education that they're getting? When you talk about the society that is raising them, if the parents, because they said that they were given, as in, do their parents know that they're in Edo State? They said yes. So if parenting, as in, is to the point where and sort yourself out,
raising themselves,
it's a problem, because that way you have literally exposed them to all kinds of vices. So parenting, you're talking of the economy. Things are so difficult for people, the majority of Nigerians are living below $1 or so. And then you have I think, Milola, you were the one that mentioned about population. Our population is not helping matters. All of these aspects make it a conducive environment for Yahoo to thrive. Don't talk about the social media that has even given that atmosphere where a lot of people are not able to account for the wealth that they have. We have a society that celebrates people, or even gives them titles because they're able to dole out money here and there. So even the values, we're back to these values. I know we've talked about it several times over in the past, but it's back to who we are as Nigerians, our sense of identity. What do we stand for as a people, and how are we passing these values from generation to generation? How are we responsible for ourselves as citizens and for ourselves as a nation? So on all platforms, there's a problem.
Let me come to Elsie.
Ohalawa. So I think Milola and Norma has really covered a lot. I agree, we have failed. It's not even a situation of you now pushing the blame on somebody and saying, oh, it's the government or it's the people or there are no jobs or whatever. We have collectively failed, and I see that every day, right? And I also like the fact that you said this did not just start now. It's just like every other thing. When we have this conversation, I say these things have been going on. The only difference now is that we have social media, and bring it out. You can sit down and realize that this is happening somewhere, right? You don't have to be
close to you
for you to know. I like that you touched on quality of education, because I've always said that even if we say get education, the education that you are giving these children now is not equipping them for the jobs that are available
For the
Now,
future, yeah.
We are still talking of future. Even now,
yeah.
they are not available. The jobs, the education is not enough for the jobs that are available now. You see that they now come out of school and you now need to retrain them. So
Absolutely.
you have spent how many years in the four walls of education, and you still have to go through another 2-3 years for you to be able to get to a certain standard to be employable, right? Again, it takes me back to population. I know I said this thing on the show and it seems like this girl and her wahala. There needs to be a law that reduces the number of children a person can have. I don't understand how you have children you cannot take care of and then you come out and say, Olong lon tomo.
The favorite
go
line.
Go ye and multiply.
And
the population still keeps getting bigger and bigger. Fine, they'll tell you, oh, when you have a big population, it is an advantage. But it's an advantage for people who even know what they're supposed to do with that population.
Absolutely.
The people we have leading us at the moment do not know what they're supposed to do with the population, and they're not even ready to come out to agree to it, because there's also cultural barrier for most of them in terms of, oh, we need to have this number of children to feel like we are wealthy or we have made it in life. So we have cultural barrier in that area that is affecting the decision for population. We don't even know what our real statistics are, because all we've been going on with is estimation. If you go to our population website, it takes you back to to a figure that is out of Nigeria. I don't understand how that works, and I don't see it changing. I was also telling someone recently that before now, when people talk about how youths are lazy and how they're not ready to work, I fight.
We fought here.
I will say, they are ready to work, the jobs are not available. Because I was using myself as a yardstick. But you know what had happened in the last couple of weeks? I was in a position where I had to create a program for young people so that they can come in, do some job, and also partake in some trainings, which is absolutely free, and then you make some money. But you realize that
Nobody's
truly
not interested.
They are not ready to do the work. I don't know where the culture of hard work has gone. I know we've had the quotes that say there is hard work, there's smart work, everything comes together. But right now, it's like nobody is ready to work. If you give a young person the option of sitting down and begging for money on social media and giving them a job to get
they will rather pick the other one.
Rather pick the other one. And I'm wondering, how did we get here?
It's interesting.
Like, I was telling you when I was jotting down and she was making fun of me and saying while I was in school, she saw that I copied a lot of notes. And I had to tell her that even from that school, copying that notes, I was making money from it because you pay me 5 naira per note, per page or in the notes. And from there, we had a conversation as to how the thought is to making money. And for me, it has always been, you have to work for what you are going to earn. You have to work for what you're going to earn. It's not going to be handed down to you
on a
and it's not going to be gold. Like, you're not going to work for XYZ and then you expect that you get ABCD to Z. You know, so I don't know. I feel like our parents or those that have raised, like it's everybody. I don't want to put the blame on
it has to be everybody, you know.
But our mindset,
has
our
to
orientation,
change.
it has destroyed.
You know, it's interesting that Norma mentioned the debate that you are earning $1 million naira. You know, the truth is, some people go into a house, they sit down for 90 days, and they come out, they give them 50 million and a car and all of that.
Naira.
So where we have even placed value.
Exactly.
So that's why even the Yahoo boy, he will tell you that, what am I going to go and do debate for? I will go and crack my brain and be cramming this thing and everything. I would rather just sit down and type and get money. But let's take a break. When we come back from the break, we want to also open our phone lines to hear what you have to say. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
One pastor, big bishop from Port Harcourt, so I not look, I insulted him. Ibiome came out. What did concern you concern Yahoo people? Are they the problem of Nigeria? Say I came out, I cast every Yahoo boy. They don't do pamo. Maybe they don't see dupa and I make it they cry come and so. Yes, because it's there, you know, talk come on. If they tell us now, I still say Yahoo boys there. I cast Yahoo boys. If you there, I cast them. I cast them. I'm not saying I'm supporting, but I'm saying that you should shut up. No, did I say shut up? I can't cause it. Father. He should stop talking like that. What's his problem?
They have taken for him.
That prayer will not work. You cannot curse Yahoo boy. It cannot work at all.
The door is locked. You can't open it.
You dey forbid to curse politicians. They tell me nonsense. Nonsense go pit of ridiculous nonsense. The oracle has spoken. You don't just see poor man. You Yahoo West, I curse it, I curse it, I curse it. You know they curse politician. Why you no go curse politician? Because now they day church. Now they buy the private jet for them. Now they buy the big motor. All the big motor where a BO they drive. Who they buy them for? Now woman, the person where they work a month 30,000 for a month. Now they buy the big motor for them.
All right, so if you just tuned in, it's our ladies' night out, and our focus today is the Yahoo Menace, and we're asking, how do we curb this? Now, please let us share what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. You can also tweet at us at WayShowAfrica1 with the hashtag WayShow. Our phone line is now open. Please turn off the volume of your television set when you call in. And the number to call is 07025007749. So the reason I actually chose this video is this is the reality. You know, we have Association of Yahoo Mothers. We have people, yes. Yeah, people that have come out. They go to the mountain to pray that their children are Yahoo children. So they pray. Yes, Association of Yahoo Mothers. They have all sorts. So so when someone is saying that the man of God should place a curse on politicians, why he should leave Yahoo boys alone? Yahoo boys are not their problem, and all of that. You see, subtly, we have endorsed these things in different ways, right? We have validated it in different ways. Of course, social media has not helped. As I told you guys earlier, when I saw a video of a girl, knowing that it might be your head, they will be head to do the money ritual. She still said it.
I can't be bothered.
Yes, she said she can't be bothered. She will still date him, whether she likes it or not. That is Yahoo boys that are paying. I saw another video of a girl saying that if you do not have an iPhone 12, how would you be able to take care of me? So she disappeared. They did that soundtrack that you disappeared. So I'm not wondering how, but let me take Joseph's call. He's our first caller for the evening. Thank you for calling, Joseph. Let's hear what you have to say.
I'd be like audience because I'm shocked.
Go ahead.
Hello, good evening.
Hi, Joseph. Let's hear what you have to say.
Thank you. I'm really happy for coming on with this topic today. See, as a person, I have a girlfriend. I'm not married. I have a girlfriend. Apparently, I should be outside. My girlfriend, for our own kid, our other thing. No matter she video or data, she like going or Instagram, no mind for them. They just like I found boyfriend.
So Joseph, maybe you might have to call back. We're having a bit of difficulty hearing you. We're so sorry. He's trying to say he has a girlfriend that she goes on Instagram, the pressure and all of that. We're so sorry. We couldn't hear. Call back if you can. We'd love to hear that story. So it's interesting how, we've gotten to where we are. That even the girls that are even at risk, of losing their own lives because the guy might decide to use you as what
are you saying? This is not news. It's because you heard it from that girl, you're acting all surprised. Way back, girls do parole and they know the risk of going out on the road and getting involved, and they still do it. She only voiced what others do without saying it. So there's really nothing new under the sun, unfortunately. It's just that the level of the increase is getting more. And what is driving the pressure for me is social media.
Let's take a call, then we'll come back to you on social media. Are you there? Thank you for calling.
Hello, good evening, ladies.
Hi, thank you for calling.
Okay, my name is Mary from Gombe.
Thank you for calling, Mary.
Okay, there's something I would like you people to know, that even our movies have contributed to this thing. You watch movies, Nigerian movies, you see them, they will lock themselves in a door, do ritual, and the next thing you will see money. There is something one Dr. Olufomilai on Twitter wrote yesterday. He said the blatant lie we have believed is that killing human beings for money, ritual killing brings money. Many people, it's like the movies have propagated the fact that if you do this thing, you really get the money. So people go all out and they will kill their friends, kill their brothers, kill their sisters, and at the end they'll find out that there is no money ritual or anything anyway. Sometimes our music, all these things, they promote people who indulge in Yahoo. So the rot is deep.
Thank you.
Thank you so
So
much.
that's my contribution.
Thank you, Mary.
Thank you very much.
We have a comment, Elsie. You
But
know,
speaking to that video you played, the first video, he wasn't the one saying this. It was from a song that he was then.
He was miming the
Yeah,
song.
he was
miming the song. That if they show you the way, would you be able to do it? You know, but you know when she talked about movies, you remember that conversation also came out, and somebody was saying Kanaya or Kanaya. I can't remember who said it in the group. You know, where it seems like yes, you go kill somebody, put the person in a dark room. There's a particular room in the house that you don't go to. These things are actually real.
I think you're even still talking about movies that we watched way back, recent time videos, musical videos. Portray a lifestyle of extravagance and flamboyancy, and sometimes there's an undertone of Yahoo that fuels and drives the wealth.
I hear Joseph
which is
back.
Really okay.
Thank you, Joseph. Okay.
As I was saying earlier, I do give her 10,000 naira, and she did not satisfy with me. So she told me that her friend need to give her friend 20,000 naira a week. Immediately I told her I'm working to get my money. If I can be giving you 10,000 naira every week, in a month, making 30,000 naira. Even a bank, I manager in a bank.
Wow.
I will not be giving you 30,000 naira in a month. You are not his wife or husband, something like that.
Girlfriend allowance.
That one aside, I remember around early 1992 or 1993, when I was 17 years old, I remember them. If you have a issue with your people and you were took to the police station or arrested or something, a month, 2 months, you know, they never let us go to be known as a criminal. And concerning what Mary said the other time, that claim of the state that possibility of the how people do anything in Yahoo or anything, I'm not trying to cancel that. But I could remember that this movie of the thing has been when I was
For a very long time.
Like you've been told this movie of time to time, what the mental the thing you'll be seeing them spraying money and things like that. God does not mean that it will push me or push at that time. I don't think at the time that it's going to 35. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Joseph.
So she said.
Thank you, Joseph. Go ahead.
What he's saying now still takes me back to that conversation we had with the professor about Nollywood, and he was saying that the government cannot tell Nollywood what to produce, especially if that is what is selling. But right now, I'm thinking about it. I mean, all those movies go through the
The censor board.
Can we just say any movie that is portraying ritual killing should not be approved? Because trust me, that is a step in the right direction.
If I wanted
Why do you think that is the only movie you can do to make
I think
money?
some of them at
It
the
should be
time
banned.
I wanted
wanted to use it to even bring attention
to it.
to the fact that these things
The
are
attention
happening.
is too much. It's okay.
I was going to say, I wanted to ask our honorable in the
They
making.
always
You know,
preach
that if
against-
you go into the house, what will you do differently in terms
About
of putting
this-
the laws? Yes,
this
because
Yahoo boys.
yes.
We have to discuss that in my manifesto. Don't bring my manifesto to this.
No, because
That is a politician right there.
No, because you know why I say that? Because you see, these are the kinds of questions, right, that we are going to be asking you guys that say you want to run
When
as
we are having a
legislators,
debate,
right?
ask me that
because
question.
yesterday we talked about legislation and we talked about how their job is to create those kinds of laws that ban certain kinds of things. This is a menace already. We already know. So what are the laws that our legislators are putting in place?
Are they
Let
paying
me
attention?
Let me secure my ticket
Okay.
and my candidate.
They will start
Then I'll
talking
have
about
a
your
debate.
manifesto.
Exactly.
I concur. There's a comment here. I don't know who this is from, but it says, this is such an interesting topic. It brings to the fore the total failure of our society, from the family, schools, mosques, churches, and government. Total failure. But then again, are we really ready for this conversation? When I hear the question, how did we get here? I always ask in return, how come it took so long for us to get here? The handwriting has been on the wall since, but we chose to be deceiving ourselves. Someone will join politics and all of a sudden he's wealthy, and we think children are not watching. We're here giving birth to children we have no resources, emotional and financial resources to cater for. Then, now God, they take care of children. Ladies, Nigeria is not ready for this conversation. When that time comes, we talk through. Thank you for your comments.
No, let me come to you.
It's something that it took a process to get us here. It took the process of negligence. It took the process of not paying attention. It took the process of corruption. You know, all of these are diversions that create and foster the right kind of environment for these things to thrive. It's going to take a process to bring us there. And it's going to take, you know how they used to say that it's a village. It takes a village to raise a child. We have to intentionally and deliberately get back to that place where we become responsible collectively and individually for ourselves as citizens of Nigeria for these things to begin to, for there to be solution to these problems.
What line about a village raising a child goes back to the pressure that parents feel on account of, now let's paint a scenario, a young girl or a lady or a guy does so much for the parent, and other families see, they push their children to, can you not see what
this person is doing?
So even that village is not ready
without
to
asking
raise
questions.
They know, they look, see, let me tell you something about bad parenting. A bad parent knows that they are bad parents. They only get upset when somebody states the obvious. Trust me, when you're failing in your duties, you know a goat. And sometimes they look at the level of rot and damage and say, you know what, it's gone too far, I can't do much about it. There are parents who would look the other way when their child go into prostitution and they take the money of that child and they feed. A mother knows. Come on, we are mothers.
You know what, let me
You would know when your child has gone right. You can tell, the signs are too. My mother used to say, the hair that I used to be a child, I did not cut it off. It's the same hair that is with me. That is to say, I have the experience, so I understand this part. This thing you're doing, I'm very conversant with it. When you make a wrong move, I'm very aware. So mothers know, fathers know, parents know when their children are going into Yahoo to bring them means. But because they have formed an association.
Let me take Vincent.
Their duty, which is really a failure on the part of parents.
Of course, it is.
Government has its own part, but parents that bring children into this world and do not raise them, I don't know, I don't want to pass judgment on them, because really a bunch of Nigerian parents are failing their children.
We are not fit to be called parents. Let me take Vincent from Vincent. Thank you for calling from Yola.
Good evening.
Thank you for calling.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Honestly, this is a very important topic people are discussing.
Thank you.
And I want to believe the lady that just concluded her discussion. Honestly, we are having so much problem when it comes to parenting. We have seen it long time ago in so many places, in schools. It starts from when even parents will even go to schools and even bribe parents
to pass the exam
for positioning of their children.
Absolutely.
So we let those kind of things to sit or to go deep to the extent that now we are having issues with morality. I've seen so many people that have done money rituals close to my cycle. It exists, it works. But what we feel is that we fail to give the children the moral compass
to guide and shape.
And we're having too many bad parenting that is affecting so many young people, and those young people are mingling with the good ones and they are spoiling them. In developed countries, you just don't buy car anyhow. You have to explain.
In
America, if you have any car, you buy anyhow. You have to explain how you get it.
You buy with a loan, Vincent.
Vincent said
something. Yes, but you have to explain it's not on income.
Thank you.
But we have seen situations whereby somebody will buy a car, will buy anything without explanation, and government don't do anything about it.
Thank you, Vincent. Let's take some tubes here.
From YouTube, it says, unfortunately, the youth and the very young will continue to be vulnerable to this because their basic needs are not met. The government and parents have to step up to protect and provide for our youth.
Absolutely.
Great discussions, ladies. Keep it up. And this is from ZO.
Thank you. Z. Vincent said something. He said it works.
Of course.
Ritualist, Yahoo works. That's how come their numbers are increasing. So the same way parents have failed, is really why, you know, a mother, we see it on the streets.
Apologies, I need to take this comment.
Please.
It says, hello everyone, enjoying the show so much. It's not all Yahoo guys that are wicked or bad. Some use this feed their parents and pay siblings school fees. No ritual, no nothing. I believe in updates.
Justification. A very no, the heading I didn't understand
that. You heard what that young boy said, that we didn't come for Yahoo Plus, so it's just Yahoo we came for. Oh,
they know
it. They know how to differentiate. Because Yahoo Plus is the one that adds a bit of jazz and ritual killings to it. The Yahoo is just internet smartness. If you're dumb, they outsmart you and they collect your money.
And so God will help us. To support what Milola has said, the last most mothers go to native doctors to support their children.
On that note, we've run out of time. But you see, the thing is, the conversation is just starting. We are going to keep talking. And I like what you said. The truth is, as a mother, you know.
You know.
You know when your child is... See, do you know that as old as I am like this, if I tell my mother maybe I did something, I bought a new thing, she'll say, how did you get... The first question. So the thing used to annoy me.
Even you as a mother.
Do you understand? The thing is, my mom still would ask me till tomorrow.
The fear of parents is still in us. Even as a mother. There's a way my dad will raise his voice. I will remember the fear with which we were raised.
If I buy anything
don't exist anymore.
You know what they call it now? You know what they call it? They say
the times have changed.
Do you understand?
The times
my
have
mom
changed,
still asks me that, where did you get... Just the... As in, she will not ask me anything. The first thing that comes
about your mother
my
mother that is dead, there are some things I want to do. I'm still hearing her voice in
your
my
head.
They are
and
there.
I know what she will
they are
say.
With you. We have lost the moral compass of raising children.
So I think we need to go back. And again, so it's not because you are able to birth a child into this world that qualifies you to be called a parent.
Yeah.
You are not a parent. Parenting it
takes a responsibility.
It takes a lot for you to be a parent, and you can we all rightly said, do not bring children into this world that you do not have the strategy to raise. Right? You're bringing children you're not planning for their lives, you're literally throwing them out to do anything. It's wickedness.
What is happening?
Let's not forget. Maybe we should put law in place that say anybody that cannot raise a child should go to jail.
Milola, let's not forget.
Because it sounds funny, but really, people need to start taking responsibility.
Milola, let's not forget that some people have found themselves in situation as victims. They didn't become parents
by choice.
Those
are exceptions. There are exceptions to
general. A majority of that seeming exception that people are not paying attention to.
So it takes us back to sex education.
Okay, so on that note,
this is a multifaceted conversation that cannot be finished.
It cannot finish, like. Thank you so much, ladies.
It's just the beginning.
It's just the beginning, but we're going to keep talking
about
absolutely.
It.
And Milola, please, I need you to find that law that we're going to construct for
you and I, you're part of the campaign.
I'm part of your team all the way. All right, thank you, ladies. Thank you, Norma. Thank you, Milola. Thank you, Elsie Godwin. Now, before we go, do ensure you follow us on Instagrams at Wayshow Africa and on Twitter is at Wayshow Africa 1. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and more importantly, follow all our social media engagements. Remember to like, share, comment, and invite your families and friends to watch and follow the conversation. Now, if you missed today's quote, here it is again. But I'm acutely aware that the possibility of fraud is even more prevalent in today's world because of internet and cell phones and the opportunity for instant communication with strangers. So let's not even start to introduce children too early to social media.
Phones.
Right? We'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.